Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
You could soon be hearing the sound of an automated message when you answer your phone more often. Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Stephanie is off. Robocalls on cell phones are illegal without your consent, but the nation's bankers are asking the FCC to overturn that law to try and reach you. Valley News Team's Krista Baim is here now to explain what this could mean for us. Krista?
Robocalls are computer-generated messages that are automatically dialed, just a voice, not an actual person. They are currently illegal with the exception of school closings, from charitable organizations, and polling companies. But more of these calls could be coming soon. You've heard it before. Those automated messages
Hello?
are a pain for Lisa Yoakum, too.
This morning, I got a different one, a robocall with like a computerized female voice saying that it was the IRS, the Internal Revenue Services, and that they were filing a lawsuit against me and I should call this number.
From IRS scams to selling products, she's been called about them, and like most, simply hangs up. Calls like these are illegal now, but the American Bankers Association is asking the FCC for permission to use robocalls to let customers know about possible fraud, identity theft, or breach of personal information.
Sounds like not a bad idea. Obviously, if there's a problem with your account, I think most people would want to know right away or as soon as possible.
With recent major data breaches, Hendrickson says he can understand the need, but for those who understand the business, they worry that the use of robocalls could get out of hand.
It becomes abusive. In other words, who's going to be monitoring this close enough so that it doesn't become a fact that they're not just doing it for service to the customer, for customer service reasons, but all of a sudden becomes for sales techniques to add services.
To try and get more from you, rather than to save you from trouble.
If I got a robocall, I would just assume that it was another scam.
Maylee, who works in telemarketing throughout North Dakota, says it's more common for people to listen to a real person rather than to an automated message. So even if robocalls aim to help inform someone of a data breach or other threats, the caller could hang up thinking it's just a scam. Mike?
All right, thanks, Krista. There are ways to avoid these kinds of calls, and you can go to our website and click on this story for more information. If you need help uncovering fraud or corruption in your community, call our whistleblower hotline, 701-237-6576, and leave your tip. Let's turn our attention now to the weather. Whether the weekend is going to be okay, well, you're going to need to be careful because of icy conditions out there. Hutch is in early to explain why. Hutch?
Well, as we head into the evening hours overnight, we're getting a dose of some ice across the valley, as shown by the very colorful radar display. First and foremost, temperatures range from the teens now in Bemidji to nearly 40 degrees in the oil patch out there. And along that boundary, we're seeing this mixed precipitation move through. Now, the radar shows snow up by Roseau, but as we slide down toward Grand Forks, Langdon, and Devil's Lake, chance for some freezing rain, although very light, could coat the road surfaces with some very slippery stuff. Now, as we look down into south central North Dakota, there's a deeper pink shade, and that's likely where we have some more significant freezing rain or freezing drizzle moving into the Ellendale and Lemoore County at this time. Hallock and Grand Forks reporting a mix of freezing drizzle and snow. So, snizzle? All right. It's tough visibility out there as well in places. If you're traveling tonight or first thing in the morning, it is very slippery or will be very slippery in many locations. More on this in your hour-by-hour forecast. But, Mike, if you are traveling either late tonight or first thing in the morning, please be cautious.
All right, thanks, Hutch. And you can stay up to date on this storm from our smartphone or tablet. You can also get the latest road and weather conditions on our Storm Team app. Just search VNL Weather in the App Store. The best part of this, it is free. There might be snow on the ground now, but the city of Fargo is gearing up for road construction season next spring. The engineering department is compiling a list of projects they say are important. It's a list worth $160 million. On that list, all of the streets in downtown Fargo, starting from NP Avenue from 9th to 10th Street this year.
Well, the streets downtown have very old infrastructure under them. And so we're recommending that we replace the water mains and we separate the sewers.
The next step is for commissioners to prioritize the list of projects. At Monday's City Commission meeting, they're going to discuss getting rid of the toll at the 12th Avenue North Toll Bridge before construction season arrives. Some changes are in the works in downtown Fargo, which may end up in R.D. Offutt locating its corporate headquarters downtown. Next week, the city's Liquor Control Board will consider the transfer of the liquor license for Fort Knox to Scott Neal of R.D. Offutt. The bar is being sold. As Valley News Live first reported last summer, Offutt has been looking at moving its corporate headquarters into the downtown. Buying the bar and the vacant lot next door is part of the equation. Soil borings were done in July to determine if the vacant lot on the north side of Fort Knox could support a multi-floor office building. And a new parking ramp across the street from the bar is being discussed as part of that move, with about half of the 600 spots going to Offutt's company. And while Neal confirmed the liquor license transfer in the works, he would not discuss the corporate move downtown. North Dakota's House does not support the idea of delaying efforts to find a new nickname for UND. Representatives today soundly rejected a proposal to wait until July of 2017 to come up with a replacement for Fighting Sioux. Valley News Team's Peter Gay-Clochard has reaction from Grand Forks.
It's been 3 years since the University of North Dakota had to give up Fighting Sioux as a nickname, and the process of finding a new nickname that will be accepted has been a challenge. So the idea of having to wait longer for a decision was unwelcomed, to say the least. As sports teams continue to play using the current title, UND North Dakota, a task force continues its work on coming up with a new nickname. One of the options is staying with UND North Dakota, but at this point, the jury is still out.
It's probably better that if we can't keep Fighting Sioux, we just stay without a nickname, at least for the next few years, because I believe that any name they come up with, I think people are still going to be going around calling us Fighting Sioux.
But without a nickname, students are left without an identity.
You definitely identify, and kind of rally around your mascot or like having something. And so when people ask where you're from, you're like UND, and then that's kind of all you can say.
And as time has gone by, students are ready to move on.
They've had asked for a lot of input on it, so I think like the ideas are out there, so I think we just need to decide on one.
Peter Gay-Clochard, Valley News Live.
The 13-member task force formed last September and is expected to release a report within a week or two recommending how to best select a new nickname. Remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook. You can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day. This year's flu epidemic is killing our children. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports a high number of what they call pediatric deaths. There are 45 spread across 18 states. 4 of those pediatric deaths are in Minnesota. There are none in North Dakota. However, the latest reports from the North Dakota Health Department show 14 people are dead because of the flu so far this season. Most of those deaths are of elderly persons who may not have been in the best of health in the first place. Minnesota does not keep a running total of such deaths, but last year the flu killed 140. Catching a bus in Grand Forks has never been easier. Route Shout is a free downloadable app that tells users where the nearest bus stop is and knows the bus schedule 2 hours in advance. The buses are equipped with a GPS tracking monitor that can predict where each transit vehicle is down to the minute. Riders who previously used the older version of Route Shout will need to delete their old app and download the new one for updates.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with No Wait Weather.
Well, some slippery conditions possible as we go through the overnight hours. Not a lot of moisture falling from the skies out there, but it's sure soupy, and it will get slippery in spots.
Treacherous for some.
Yes, indeed. And here's a look at what's going on region-wide. We see the radar very colorful. Temperatures are in the teens out in central Minnesota from Wadena all the way up to Baudette, and that's cold enough for, if moisture makes its way in, flakes of snow. But as we slide into the valley, the lower atmosphere has temperatures in the upper 20s, but above us, it's a little warmer than that. So the chances here in the eastern third of North Dakota for some mixed precipitation. We're talking sleet, freezing drizzle, freezing fog, and the possibility for some of this to create very slippery road surfaces. Not everywhere you see pink is actual moisture hitting the ground, but the possibility is there, especially where we see the deeper shades of pink down in south central North Dakota. Look at the warm air in the western Dakotas, temperatures near 40 degrees there. Here's a closer look at the mixed precipitation. Roseau County likely seeing some flurries, and in Kitson County the same. But as we transition to this purple, likely some sleet in there. Some little ice balls, if you will, falling from the sky, may make a little noise as they hit your windshield. Reports of some ice pellets along with some snowflakes in and around the Grand Forks area, even though very little showing up. From Langdon to the Devil's Lake Basin and all the way down into the Carrington and Cooperstown areas, some possible very light freezing drizzle or freezing mist. Now, the latest radar scan showing the FM area starting to see a little bit of this pushing in, and our Skycam, as we'll show you in a moment, has some very low fog showing up in there, and with temperatures close to freezing, your car's windshield may become a little bit on the icy side. Now, out to the west, from Jamestown down through basically Lemoore County and in towards Ellendale, we see some deeper shades of pink. And this is more likely that some of the moisture is actually making its way all the way down to the ground. So, south winds 10 to 25 miles per hour this evening are bringing the moist air in. And just look at the soupy conditions, the glistening roads out there. So, right now, we want you, if you're traveling around, to be extremely cautious of some icy spots. 28 degrees. It does look like we have those south-southeast winds to 20 miles per hour here in Fargo. And as we head through the overnight hours, our model picks up on the chance of some freezing drizzle after the 1 o'clock hour from the Red River Valley and through Lakes Country. So this chance will continue to drift eastward as we go through the wee hours of the overnight into tomorrow morning. And as we rise and shine tomorrow, we'll have a chance for some spotty flakes of snow, nothing heavy. The accumulation of ice won't be outstanding, and we won't have enormous amounts of snow anywhere by tomorrow morning. But we certainly could have those sneaky, slippery road surfaces in spots. So be careful. Temperatures rising through daybreak into the low to mid-30s out there. It will be in the mid-20s to start your day in Bemidji, and that's warmer than it is right now. As we go through the mid-morning hours, it looks like the best chance of snow will be from the Red River Valley into western Minnesota. This quickly moves out to the east with hit-and-miss flurries into the latter portion of the afternoon for places like Bemidji and Park Rapids up to Baudette. But for the remainder of us, more sunshine. But look at the gusty winds up to 40 miles per hour. Looks like a windy day with temperatures peaking in the mid and maybe even upper 30s. All in all, it'll be warm but very windy. Now, the ice potential for accumulation, the pink color you see here, less than 1/10 of an inch. So really just a trace of ice possible with snow on top of it. Be careful. 32 degrees at 5 o'clock in Fargo as temperatures will be falling in your early afternoon or late afternoon hours, rather. 31 New York Mills and in Bemidji, 29 degrees with partly cloudy skies and a chance for some remnant flurries of snow in northwest Minnesota, even in the afternoon. Temperatures generally near 30 in northeast North Dakota with very gusty winds region-wide, upwards of 30 to 40 miles per hour. Cooler on Sunday, but by Sunday night it's becoming more apparent that we'll have another chance of snow into your holiday. Martin Luther King Day on Monday will bring that chance of mixed precipitation once again. Cooler by midweek, 18 on Thursday. That'll be chilly or about average.
We'll take it.
Yes.
Thanks. Still to come tonight on Valley News Live 10 at 10, why drinking at night could negatively impact the quality of sleep you get. Up next, the trouble continues to mount at the Twin Cities Archdiocese.